If you're dealing with a toxic leader and wondering why you feel so trapped, well, we're going to talk about it. Have you ever worked with someone that everyone knows is toxic? And I don't mean just kind of difficult. I mean someone with far too much power and always craving more. The kind of person that kills careers and really drives people to quit. Well, I worked with one. And the hardest part wasn't how bad they were, it was how everyone agreed that person needed to go. The VPs, the C-suite, everyone. And still, nothing happened. And it taught me a really hard lesson that I wish I never had to learn about toxic leaders and about companies and how much bad behavior they're actually willing to tolerate. For months, this person wreaked havoc, trying to take over departments, get people fired with zero consequences. We were all supposed to just be good team players and just wait it out. Wait for what? I had no idea. Every day felt like an eternity. A typical day was wake up and panic and wonder what landmine was going to go off today. You ran through every possible scenario of what could get them mad today just so you could plan out your answers. You would spend 45 minutes writing a 5-minute email just so you made sure there were no terms or phrases that would piss them off. It was just exhausting, mentally and physically. And if you've lived through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So why not speak out? Why not say something? If everyone agreed, someone would do something, someone would take action, right? Nope, that's not how it works. If you did speak out, you would pay a heavy price. No more promotions, tiny raises. You were essentially being quietly fired. So you bit the bullet for as long as you could. The good news here, this person eventually left. And honestly, it was a good day. Now they were gone, which was great, but the damage was done. But it taught me a hard but really valuable lesson. Companies don't always do what's best for their teams, even if it comes at the cost of some collateral damage. So if you find yourself in this situation, and I hope you never do, here's a framework you might want to follow. If leadership shields toxic people, then you may want to plan your exit. The key there is careful planning. If leadership confronts them, you may want to stay around and see how it plays out. And if nothing changes at all, ask yourself if you want to sacrifice your mental health waiting around for something to change. Now, like I said, you can always speak up. Your team will love you for it, but it won't help your career. Me, I waited it out for a bit, then I spoke up. But if I'm being honest, if that person hadn't left and things hadn't changed, I would have quit. And this taught me yet another lesson, that bad actors somehow get through the hiring process. Probably more than we'd like to admit. My theory on this is that narcissists are somehow great at interviewing, but it's just a theory. Now, when I interview people, I am really looking for signs like red flags. But it's hard because toxic people are really good at hiding their true personality. They make friends, they form partnerships, and they get allies, and only then do you really see their true personality. What's crazy is that toxic people leave a wake of destruction in their path. So you think it would be simple to do some minor digging and realize, oh, no thank you, we'll pass. But you can't always trust references on a resume. Toxic people, they also know how to manage up, so their bosses never see their really bad side. And honestly, references just sometimes leave out the details. They're just happy to be rid of the person. Now, I've worked with a couple of these toxic type people in my career, some worse than others, but they were all terrible to deal with. And I always wonder if they know how badly they act towards other people, or if they just think we're all idiots. My guess is they're just oblivious to it all. In these types of situations, you have to hope you have a good leader, or you work for a company that just doesn't tolerate bad behavior. sometimes both can be hard to find. You know, I actually understand that companies need to protect themselves, but at what price?